Good morning, let's go get a workout in. All right, so this is how I start out most of my mornings. Get up between 4:50 and 5:45. Sometimes I sleep until 6. Sometimes I sleep in later if I was up late working, which I frequently am. I work from home 3 days a week currently, and next year in 2025, I'm gonna be working 4 days a week in the office. It's just the company policy is changing. I live about an hour from my office, got a little bit of a commute. So I gotta get up early, and if I wanna get a workout in, help my wife in terms of make breakfast for the kids and get ready and things like that. My workouts in the morning, they vary. So sometimes I'm just gonna get my steps in on the treadmill. I'm in the Chicagoland area, so it is getting kind of chilly. It's like in the low 50s right now, sometimes low 40s in the morning. It's in November. But anyway, I will walk on the treadmill sometimes for 20, 30, 40 minutes. Other days I'll lift weights. So like last night I was doing a leg workout. You can still see some of the wreckage from that from yesterday. But I didn't get that workout done just because of my schedule yesterday until 10:45 at night. And so I'm gonna give my body a little time to recover and just get some steps in on the treadmill. So for those of you who are wondering, this is my home gym. I've got one of those sauna box things, which is pretty cool. It's actually awesome. So this just zips up right there and hop right in for 20 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever you want. But I do have a full functioning gym. I built this garage a year ago. This is kind of a dream of mine. As you can see here, I have this Tiger Woods artwork. Look how sick this thing is. That's a painting. How cool is that? If you're into golf, you know how sick that is. But yeah, I have a full functioning golf simulator at my house. Ceiling goes up 17 feet. I'm not gonna turn that on right now. I've got 2 TVs there so I can watch the game, work on my swing. If you're wondering if you're a golf nut, I've got a GC3 made by Foresight. And I've got a ton of balls and golf gear and stuff like that because I'm a golf nut. I do have 2 cameras so I can actually video my swing. I'll put one back here. And yes, I know I have an exercise ball there, but I can then take video of myself down the line and face on to get better at my golf swing. I do have a golf coach, an instructor. All you people that think you don't need a coach, obviously I'm biased because I'm a sales coach, but I have a swing coach for golf. I've hired coaches for training, nutrition, things like that over and over again. And I know nutrition. My wife's a physical therapist. She's also a personal trainer. I've dieted down to extremely low body fats before. But a lot of times coaches are just about accountability. You learn a few things along the way. And so, yeah, just thought I'd share that with you guys because a lot of you that are not hitting your sales goals and you're in some type of sales, typically my audience are account executives in B2B sales, hire a coach, get somebody that knows what they're doing, that's where you want to be, and you'll see your career just explode. Because if you do the things that they tell you to do and they hold you accountable, it helps you hold yourself accountable. You build in the necessary habits to be successful. You develop new skills, new techniques, new strategies. But the only way you're gonna do that is by investing in yourself. So anyway, rant over. Let's go get some steps in on the treadmill.
Some problems I solve them. I run through the money, the pressure be calling. Left on my blessings, I feel like I'm falling. The birdie is back, tell me I'm garbage. I'm going through something, that's why I ain't calling.
So this morning I'm shorter on time, but one of the principles that I've tried to instill in myself that I got off from pretty much from COVID up until about 6 months ago, that it never used to be a problem for me, was I would get up religiously really early in the morning, and even if I didn't have a ton of time to exercise, I would always get something done. So for example, this morning I got 17 minutes on the treadmill just to get some steps in. Yeah, I could have walked outside, but I watched the Starting 5 on Netflix, just something to kill the time. And now I have to go in and make breakfast for my kids and help my wife get the kids ready for school before I hop into my day. So if you are someone that's really busy and maybe you work out right now and you're not consistent, just remember, almost like microdosing anything that you're trying to get better at in terms of building habits. Something is better than nothing. So if you find that, hey, you know what, I only have 10 minutes, then do stretching for 10 minutes or do some sprints or Tabata. Do something that can help you get some exercise in first thing in the morning. It makes a huge difference in terms of how you feel the rest of the day. I'll be honest, man, I got super sloppy the last couple years in just how I looked, how I felt. I've cut out all alcohol from my diet, and that's made a huge difference as well. And it wasn't that I ever had a drinking problem, but I'd have a couple drinks here, a couple drinks there, better every single day or every other day. And I never even caught a buzz, but it just became a habit, and that's a negative habit. But you can do the exact same thing with positive habits. If you build positive habits into your day where you go to bed at a good time, exercise daily, read every day. If you're into meditation, I'm not, but if you're into meditation, meditate, eat healthy meals. Like, think about the things that you want to get better at that are going to improve your life. I'm 42 years old now, and I need to optimize my performance not only in the gym, but in my personal life with my family, with my wife and kids, but also in my business, right? I am an account executive. I sell to the Fortune 100, and I also run a sales coaching business. So I've got a lot on my plate, and I'm also a dad and a husband, and I have a lot to get done on a daily basis. And the only way I can do that is if I'm at my very, very best. Just think about your habits daily, and if you're really truly operating at your peak performance. If you're not, make some of these changes. If you've ever read the book Atomic Habits, which is a really good book if you haven't read it, it talks about just micro-dosing, essentially little small wins and little habits that you can then build upon. So for you, maybe if you're not going to the gym every day, or if you're not eating healthy, just do one thing you can stay consistent with every single day. And over time, you'll start stacking, collecting wins. And eventually 6 months from now or 9 months from now, you're going to be a completely different person. So I hope that helps any of you out that are trying to improve in your day-to-day life. And whether it's business, exercise, health, your hobbies, fatherhood, motherhood, whatever it is, start collecting micro wins and micro dosing these habits. It'll make such a big difference in your day-to-day life and how you perform both in your life and in business. All right, so let's go in and make breakfast now for my kids and get ready for work.
I shut my eyes, trying not to speak, pretend that I'm dreaming. I smell your breath, not listening, but I still hear you screaming. One step away till you hear what I'm saying. Sounds like thunder, and the clouds are closing.
That's nice to have on the recording. Thank you.
You see, I know this, but the last days in real life I've noticed.
All right, guys, it's about 9 o'clock right now, and I have about 20 minutes from now until my next call, just because I got to get ready for that call. So I'm going to have my breakfast now, which is 5 eggs, and that's it. So I've been eating this way for about 5 weeks now. All right, so this is what we got for breakfast. 5 eggs scrambled in some grass-fed butter. That's all I'm having. I'll have some water and some more coffee, throw some hot sauce on this. I need to eat this in the next 10 minutes or so. Then I need to prepare for a call. I'll be on calls for the next 2 hours. So from 9:30 to 11:30, probably not gonna record that because it's pretty boring, me just sitting in front of a computer. And then from there, I have to head to PT at 11:30. And then from 12 to 1 while I'm at PT, I might be on a call during that time. I'm gonna drive home because it's about 5 minutes from my house. And then I will be on calls again from 1 to 4 o'clock, prep for the next day. So that's pretty much how my day is gonna go. That's the normal day-to-day of a sales rep that's in enterprise sales. And I'm just on calls all day long. Now, when I'm in the office, a lot of times I'm meeting with some of my colleagues. I do go out to meet with customers often as I can. Since COVID happened, a lot of my customers prefer to just meet over Microsoft Teams, but I do try to get out to lunches, dinners, coffees, and have meetings with executives at my clients as much as possible. But on the day-to-day basis, a lot of times it's just over Microsoft Teams, Zoom, WebEx, whatever it is the client uses. And that's pretty much it. My daughter thinks it's super boring, but it makes me a lot of money, provides for my family, and I really enjoy what I do, and I work for a great company. So thought I'd also tell you, a lot of the time when I'm eating, I'm standing up, especially during the day when I'm at home working remote, just because I don't have a lot of time. So right now I'm making some more coffee, eating some eggs, and I'm gonna get this meal down the hatch in 5 minutes or less, wash off the plate, put it away, and then I'll be right back in front of my computer. So I think that efficiency and not wasting time during your day is what allows me to be highly productive, close a lot of deals, meet with a lot of customers, provide for my family, do all the things I wanna do. I'm not always productive, but one of the ways that I found to save myself time is by not spending so much time thinking about what I'm gonna eat, preparing meals in advance that are super complicated. I like to cook, so I actually like making meals with lots of different ingredients, but for day to day, simple is best. Eggs, meat, fruit, some raw cheddar, raw dairy, good grass-fed butter, steak, grass-fed ground beef. That's the primary part of my diet and it makes my life a lot easier. All right, I'm headed to physical therapy now. My wife is my PT, and I'll probably get yelled at for being 10 minutes late, but I have about 45 to 50 minutes of physical therapy. Been working on my back and my glute area, which is generally just tight from sitting in a desk all day. And I'm an avid golfer. So generally I'm just tight in that area, and I have to constantly work at it to get more flexible, increase my mobility, and just feel less pain in general. So this is what it's like being 40 and having a tight body. So I'll catch up with you guys after PT is done. I can't film in there. All right, so what does a typical day look like for me as an account executive that's been selling for 16 years in the tech sales space? So most of my day is filled with meetings, and a lot of that is because I've sold so many deals over the course of my career that I have a lot of current customers. So I sell to major market customers, meaning your top level large enterprises, think Fortune 100 size. So at the beginning of my day, I had a meeting at 7:30 a.m. I had a meeting at 8 a.m. This is a stand-up meeting every day. Today, I actually did not attend that meeting because I had a customer meeting that I needed to attend. From that meeting, I had follow-ups I had to make, which involved 3 more calls, which took me about an hour. Then I had to join 2 scheduled meetings to review financials of existing engagements that I have, make sure the profitability was right, talk about any invoicing issues with our back office team as well as our delivery teams. From there, I had 2 more scheduled meetings with customers for new business as well as follow-ups on our existing engagements. Because I sell services, it's not a once and done type of thing. We will sell services and then obviously continue to support the customer, try to find other opportunities to help them, which would obviously expand our business and obviously revenue. For the rest of this afternoon, 4 more meetings I have to attend. 2 of them are for new opportunities at customers. I have 2 internal calls that I need to take for new engagements that are gonna be kicking off soon. And then at about 4:30 today, I have to go pick up my son from the chiropractor, bring him home because my wife then goes and picks up my daughter from dance. Then it's dinner time. And then it's quickly from 5:30 to 7:30, it's almost time for bed for our kids, get them in bed, and then I have to work for another hour or 2 on my sales coaching business and then prepare for the next day. Do just what you want. All right, so it is 2:33 right now. I had PT. I had to quickly run to the grocery store. I have not had any lunch yet, except I did have some Jack Link's tender bites or whatever, 2 servings of those, and that'll be it for food for the day. Got a lot to do over the next couple hours. I do plan on working out later today, and then I actually have work to do on my sales coaching business. I have a couple more new lessons I have to develop, and then also some marketing activities. So a lot to get done, so let's get right to it. Got done with a full day of work, and now I need to head out to pick up my son from the doctor, chiropractor, and bring him home, feed him dinner, and then we're off to the races to get the kids to bed, spend a little time with them, and then back to work for a little bit, and potentially we'll get a evening workout in. So yeah, not that exciting of a day, but this is the day in the life. On the computer all day long, on calls all day long. Probably no different than a lot of you watching this video. So off now to pick up my son from the chiropractor, like I said. And one of the things that is very different for me now at 42 years old and having been in the role I'm in now for 16 years is just the amount of responsibility I have as a dad and as a husband. For a lot of my career, I guess up until 9 years ago, I would work 7 to 7 every day in the office. Then I would typically go to the gym for an hour and a half, go home, eat something, and then I'd get back on LinkedIn, start prospecting, building out, basically what we called them back in the day, which were call sheets. Before we had a robust CRM like Salesforce like I use now. And, now having done this job for 16 years, having 2 kids, a 9-year-old and an 8-year-old, I can't work till 7 o'clock straight because I have, responsibilities as a dad and as a husband to my wife to, support our family, not just financially, but, picking kids up from activities, coaching my kids' sports and things like that. And I really enjoy that. I think that if you're starting out in your career, one of the things you really need to adapt to and understand is that you need to make a lot of sacrifices early on in your career in order to put yourself in a position that when you're in your, mid to late 30s, early 40s, and eventually your 50s, that not only financially are you in a position where you have financial freedom, but also you've set yourself up where you have the skills through all the repetitions you've put in, but also that you can devote the right time to your family. I chose not to go down the leadership path about 7-8 years ago. I had the opportunity to, but I felt that being in a production role, meaning being a sales rep as an account executive, was the right move for me, because I feel like I'm an entrepreneur. Even though my paycheck is a W-2 employee, I work for a company that gives me that autonomy to run my business the way that I see it needed to be run in order to hit the goals that we have set out for our company, our office, me personally. And that also means that I get some flexibility. And that also means that I got to put out in hours late at night too. So if I'm not hitting my goals, then that means I got to put in more hours at night. I'm never going to be the guy that just shuts my laptop down at 5 o'clock. In fact, most of the time, I am on calls after 5 o'clock when I'm driving a kid to an activity, going to pick a kid up from an activity. Sometimes during dinner I have to take calls, emails are coming through. But I strongly believe that just shutting your laptop at 5 or 5:30 is not the right move. We have cell phones now, and you can be online as much as you need to be in order to support your business. And I think that's a big mistake that a lot of younger people make is, they want a work-life balance, but the balance is out of whack, because early on in your life, you have a lot more time at your disposal. You have a lot less responsibilities, and so you should devote more time to work. And then when you get yourself in a position where you have your own family, you can then support your family and be available to them. But even then, I still work almost every single weekend, at least for a few hours, to make sure I'm set up for success the following week. I'm responsive to my customers, I'm working deals. So that's the reality of this job, is you have to look at it like you're a business owner. If you stepped out of the job and you stopped working, would the business still run? And if you're in a production role, maybe if you got yourself in a position where you're supporting major accounts and you have slower sales cycles, longer sales cycles. But I don't think a lot of sales reps early on, or even in the middle of their career, live their daily life like, if this was my business and I had to succeed, I'm doing everything in my power to make sure that we're profitable. And I don't know why more people don't look at it that way, but they just don't. I'm home now with my son. Lucas, say hi.
Hi.
And we are going to head home, make dinner, and then we will probably hang out. I might play Nintendo Switch with him for a little bit, because that's what he likes to do with me. Lucas, what game do you like to play on the Switch? Basketball. We'll play NBA 2K25, because I just got that for him. Play that for a little bit, and then shower and get him to bed. And then my daughter's going to come home sometime around 6:30, so he'll get to see his sister for a little bit. And then after he's off to bed, I have a coaching call at 8 o'clock tonight with people in my VIP sales coaching program, Elevate Sales Academy. And then that'll get done around 9. We'll follow up on a few work items and maybe watch a little TV with my wife. I like Chicago PD. It's totally unrealistic, but it's a great show, and been watching that for years. And then try to get to bed around 10:30 and get up around 4:30 tomorrow to get a workout in and get ready for the next day. So we'll see you back at home.
Boxes are defeated, purpose always fleeting. I pose questions to the ceiling like...
Looks pretty boring, right? But it's super healthy. If you're trying to eat healthy, red meat has everything you need for nutrients. So you don't really need to eat tons of green vegetables, especially raw green vegetables, which are hard on your gut. I still like salads and things like that, but for me right now, this has been great. So we're gonna go in with a couple eggs, also organic, pasture raised. I treat sales like sports, and so if I need to be performing at my highest level in business as a father, as a husband, then I need to eat the right way, and I haven't been doing that the last 3 to 4 years, and that means I'm not giving the best to my family, the best to my clients, the best to my employer, my coworkers, and I feel like this helps me quite a bit. You may not want to do that. You might want to eat whatever you want, which is fun for sure. Not saying you shouldn't have a good time to relax, but this certainly is helpful.
To the alternating steps, probably should have talked more to people I thought were interesting as heck. Probably should have gotten closer to my moms after Pops drowned out death. I wish the best, I wish that and all the rest. Sometimes I wonder if I felt more at home in my own skin instead of always feeling fake with my genuine.